Hello, everyone, and welcome to Make Believe. Yes, we're bringing the series back. Now, if you've been on Discord, you've seen some polls I did. First up is to see which series to bring back after we were done with the Nuzlocke challenge, which Make Believe won. And then we decided what kind of visual novel we're going for. After that, we went with some suggestions to see which one would you guys prefer to see. Most of them mine, some of them your suggestions. Now, if you want to participate in future polls, feel free to join Discord. Link down in the description. And with that, let's get started. Now, what do I know about the house in Fata Morgana? Basically nothing. Basically what I saw in the Steam store page, which is very gothic. I think it might have a vampire or two. I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked at the store page. And I have no idea if we have any choices that we have to make, or if it's like World End Economica, where we just follow the story. Well, let's see. Let's experience this together. There is a house. Do I need to click it? No. Okay. That sits beyond dark, dense woods. So, in the middle of a dark forest. Got it. I'm not sure if I should let the music play, like the world fading to view after a dream. Because the old mansion appears before you. You with capital letter. Now, I don't know if I should talk over the music or not, because many times YouTube copyrights the stuff, so without realizing it, I'm just gonna keep talking. Sorry about this. Yeah, without realizing what? You instinctively accept as truth the events unfolding before you. Oh, I see. I simply accept them as truth. What does it mean by that? The house lives in perpetuity, an amalgam of myriad fates and generations. No one knows who first said. No one knows who said last, either. Yeah, it's very mysterious. No one knows who first said that the mansion was cursed, but everyone believes it to be so. What curse it is, in fact, I do not know, but it is cursed. And what do we have now? Okay. We have this window, right? And a lot of artwork. Is this ruins? I can't quite tell. Like, it's cracked and everything. I guess like a painting on the wall of a train. What else? The house in Fata Morgana. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Who took my glasses off? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Have mercy on me, O Father. And cast their souls into eternal damnation. Well, that escalated quickly. I was looking down upon a corpse, my own corpse, And here I was about to say how it escalated quickly, but apparently it was not quick enough, cause... Okay, so I'm having a out-of-body experience here. I was afflicted with great despair at the sight of it being dragged to the place of my crucifixion. My soul crumbled, and I was wholly extinguished. Indeed, I did once lose everything. However, as I faded into darkness everlasting, I heard a voice calling out to me. And so, I vowed once more that no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume, I shall come back for you. Now, is this like a love comeback or a vengeful comeback? Very different. That I must return to that house. So I ask of you, please wait until this mutilated body arrives there once more. Can we have a whole body instead? Does it really need to be mutilated? I guess it's easier to put it in bags to travel. Your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. Sorry to interrupt the game here, but I just want to ask a question. Do you prefer with this black on the sides? Or should we have something covering here? Kind of like the Paper Mario series. Just let me know. And I'll try to adjust things in the future. Your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. The monster or master or I don't know what else. Nothing came to mind at the moment. With each new breath, feeling gradually return to your fingers. Why is your capitalized? Master. Okay, so it was master. You could hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Now, is that me saying master or somebody saying master to me? Master? And the sound of a crackling fire. Wake up, master. Okay. So somebody saying master to me. Creak, creak, creak. Wake up. When you came to, you were rocking back and forth in a rocking chair. Not a popping chair or a jazzy chair. The room was dimly lit. Aside from the flickering of the fireplace, there was no other illumination. Quite a NSYNC style of artwork here. Oh, what's this? Configurations, backlog, save, load, skip, auto, and window. Okay, so this way we can look at the back. Okay. No light shone through the closed windows. There was only the pitter-patter of rain on the glass. The sound of rain in glass is really nice. It was as though the whole mansion had been enveloped in darkness. Oh, splendid. You have finally awoken. Someone called out to you. You are about to search the room, but that turned out to be unnecessary. The source of the voice was crouching beside the chair, looking up at you. You, with emerald eyes. I see. Hello. Good morning, master. Good. Okay, and this is how I get my choices. So there is choices being made here. I don't know how much they affect the story, but there is choices. So there's more than World and the Economica, where it's just a story you're following. Good morning. What's the matter? Are you still waking up? You seem rather drowsy. Come now. You must gather yourself. Though I am glad to hear your voice. I have simply been waiting for so long for this moment. They need you to mention all by my lonesome, ensuring it was ready for your return, whenever that time may be. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart fluttered. The time had finally arrived. You were perplexed. This woman, who looked like a maid, seemed to know you, but you had no memory of her. Do I have memory of anything? Or do I just don't remember her, or do I don't remember anything, including her? What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves, if you like. Or perhaps your tastes have changed since the last we met. Tell me, master, what would you like? I beg your pardon. I allowed myself to get too excited. But I hope you'll be sympathetic, master. I am just utterly elated that I could see you again. The woman appeared to be genuinely delighted that you had awoken, but she seemed to lack the energy typical of her age. Or perhaps life was more appropriate word than energy. Really? But the gloom extended beyond the maid, and maid is capitalized. It seemed to encompass the entire mansion. The plaster walls illuminated the fireplace, and rose engravings in the ebony pillars felt vaguely familiar. Okay, so I have slight memory of this place, but a crushing sense of claustrophobia overpowered that familiarity. It seemed as though the house wasn't interested in accepting you just yet. Oh my, you do not know who I am? Do you not know who you are either? That is quite the predicament. If you cannot remember who you are, then who am I to serve? The woman's face was pale, almost as though a faint chill ran down your spine. You are the master of this house, though it would seem you have no memory of such. Quite the dilemma. If you know who you are, then you're no different than a stranger to me, no? If you don't know who you are. Indeed, you have returned, but from where? That I cannot say. Then how about this? I am a servant of this mansion, and as such, I am familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. That will surely allow you to recall who you are. The freshly awakened gears in your head begin to turn as you mulled things over. The maid had called you the master of this house, but without a single mirror in the room, you had no way of seeing what you looked like. Unable to decide, you reflexively nodded. Let us be off then, and fear not, I merely entreat you to not let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. Okay, yeah, I was just trying to remember where the save was. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. You got that? I still don't even know your name. Your hand in hers, you followed the maid through the hall. The air within the mansion was oppressive, as though a black miasma hovered within. The house was bleak and barren, hardly a trace of color to be found. Oh yeah, I can tell. Like just here. And it has like a watercolor kind of style to it. You came across an open window. Beyond it lay nothing but darkness. Neither sunlight nor moonlight could be seen. There were no chirping birds, no rustling grass, no signs of life at all. Everything that would normally give color to the world had vanished entirely. The only other presence was that of the maid. Following her lead, you proceeded through the mansion. The mansion, not dimension. Let's not get that confused. After some time, you arrived at a double door. The glass within shattered. The door once pure white, had long since faded into a dull gray. It appeared to lead to the back garden. You could hear children laughing on the other side. Oh, there are children here? Though it is in the state you now see it, a beautiful, beautiful garden once lay beyond these doors. The owner of the time enjoyed gathering rare species of rose from all across the world. At its grandest, it seemed every flower was in constant competition for the most majestic bloom. Would you like to see this wonderful era of splendor and prosperity? I very much hope it is to your liking, master. Ooh, the sound effects. The maid opened the door to the back garden. A sudden gust of wind brushed across your face, forcing you to close your eyes as you followed the maid out the doors. When you next opened your eyes, the world was no longer blanketed in shadows. So when you closed your eyes, you kind of went to a different world situation, like travel to the past or something. Let's see. Or let's... The first door. Interesting. And that sound is not very comforting. 1603. I'm guessing that's the year. Move the cursor to the bottom right corner of the screen to display the in-game menu. You can save and load your progress and change the game setting here there. Oh? Hello? Elijah me. The mansion had an alluring air of beauty about it in that era. It was almost like something out of a fairy tale. The spirit of history could perhaps be described as a symphony of destruction. Okay, I definitely need to adjust the sound setting because this is very loud for me. As cumbersome principles of old came crashing down, freed from the day-to-day oppression of these antiquated precepts, the people seemed to hark back to the more poetic, expressive ways of old. They took these newly blossoming emotions in hand, and with them they wrote literature, painted portraits, composed theater, and found love. Even the church, which had maintained authority throughout the Middle Ages, embraced the changing times, adopting the culture's flowering sense of aesthetics. War would break out not 20 years from then, plucking the ripened era from the tree of history, but that is of no concern to us now. At the time, it was still what people referred to as the Golden Age, a period of furor for all who were there. We have... Look at that. Look at this. Color. We actually have some color here. Now, let us take a slight detour. No, we will not be changing locations. This is a tale about the mansion itself, from beginning to end. We will, however, be moving through time. Okay, so I kinda was right. Not really sure if it's gonna have the maid and the master here, but we did move back in time for the past of the garden. Say, about 8 years into the past. A very wealthy family lived in the house then. The mother and father, brother and sister, all had distinctive, beautiful, flaxen hair. I was almost enamored by their hair. By contrast, mine is the color of a wet crow. See, there I am, standing around, looking rather a fool. I was happy back then, and what reason did I have not to be, afforded the opportunity to attend such a beautiful home? So I poured my heart into serving that family. I'm guessing that's her talking? Listen closely, if you would. That soft, fleeting sound that can only be a young girl singing. Can you hear it? La 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 la. The girl you see, cheerfully picking crimson roses and singing like a songbird, was called Nellie. Hi, Nellie. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nellie was deeply fond of the house garden, and she would often spend her afternoons there. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloom in the garden. They were given the utmost care, and even had their thorns removed. So young Nellie would not hurt herself, naturally. The light, brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang. Her voice was like music played by fairies. Nay, the sight of her was like an angel descended from heaven. Oh dear, please don't look at me like that. I admit, I was being rather fanciful. But what is a woman if not fanciful? Yep, I feel like this is confirmation that that is her telling me the story. Little bird, singing night and day. For your little birdie heart, sing your woes away. Pretty flowers all around the little birds. And even when the sun comes up, oh dearest Mel, I've forgotten what comes next. Are you listening? And there's Mel. Mell and Nelli. Nellie was, as a matter of fact, not the only visitor to the rose garden that day. She always came with her older brother, Mel. The young siblings were inseparable. Mel adored his little sister, who, in turn, pined for his attention. The sight of the two children cuddling together, not yet shackled by fear of the future, was truly heartwarming. That day, Mel was sitting in the shade of a tree, reading a book. As I am sure you are aware, in that time, books could not yet be mass-produced. What he was reading had been copied by a scribe. I presume he had borrowed it from the church. The book, having passed through many hands over many years, was visibly worn, but I suppose that just speaks to its importance. It was, in fact, a Latin grammar textbook he was reading. Wow. Mel was a clever boy. I can see that. He had attended church from a very young age, where a priest would instruct him in Latin grammar. So at the time, I believe he was capable of reading even advanced texts. Oh, dearest Mel, please. The young girl approached her brother, who was consumed by the text. In her hands, she carried a large pile of rose petals. Though his sister's shadow overlapped with the trees, the boy still did not notice. So Nellie puffed her cheeks, thrust out her slender arms, and let the petals fall. Ah! Look, your head's covered in roses, Mel. Oh, Nellie, you got petals on the book. This isn't mine. I can't afford to let it get dirty. It's your fault, dearest Mel. I tried to get your attention. And besides, flowers won't get a book dirty, silly. I must raise the white flag. When did my little lady find herself such a sharp wit? While waiting for you, dearest Mel, I waited, and you didn't so much as glance at me. I'll be an adult by the time you're done reading that book. Wow, that soon? That soon. Mother says girls grow up fast. I think she meant mentally, but okay. She may be right. In that case, we should do something together before you're all grown up. Surely you won't play with me any longer when you become an adult. That's not true. I'll still play with you, even when I'm grown up. But grown-ups don't play, Nelli. Fine, I'll stay a child forever then. Didn't you just say you were about to grow up? You're so mean now, Mel. I keep mixing their names up. I'm sorry. Please don't pout, little lady. With the petals falling. How about this? To make it up to you, I'll play whatever you want today. Really? Do you mean it? I want to play make-believe. Make-believe? Make-believe. I'll be a princess taken captive by an evil kingdom, and you, dearest Mel, will be my valiant knight. And then you turn into a prince when you rescue me. A knight can become a prince? Impressive. They can. Knight and princess both have to be charming, so of course they can. Which is why it must be you, dearest Mel. No one else can be my prince or my knight. Now be careful with that thought process growing up. You don't want to be a brocon. While he may have appeared outwardly embarrassed as his rose-cheeked sister proclaimed prattlingly, I'm certain he was smiling on the inside. After a few moments, he meekly knelt, bringing himself to eye level with Nelli and gently stroking her soft hair. Alright then, you're my princess, Nelli. And not just anyone's princess, dearest Mel, but yours alone. So, don't be anyone's prince but mine, okay? Nelli, jeez, my princess is quite the fawner. Is that bad? Does that make you dislike me? Not at all. I'm proud of you to have you as my sister, Nelli. You mean more to me than anything in the world, my dear princess. I love you, dearest Mel. You'll always be my prince, forever and ever and ever and ever. And so, Nelli put a curse on Mel. Her mood quite improved. Nelli began humming the melody of the song she had forgotten the lyrics to. Holding the skirt of her dress out from her body, the young girl pranced about the rose garden. Mel, his eyes on her back, gave a little shrug. Oh, Nelli, don't come crying to me if you trip running like that. But Mel was not entirely disapproving of his sister's excitement. He carefully brushed aside the petals on his book, sat in the shade of the tree, and began chasing after Nelli. They were picturesque siblings, brimming with hope. At this time in their lives, there was nothing to jeopardize this hope. But something changed in this upcoming 8 years. Would it not be wonderful if children could stay children forever, Master? As I see it, though, the pleasant, gentle times in our lives have value because they come to an end. Yeah, you have to have a balance of good and bad things, because if it's all good, you won't really appreciate it for what it is. Wouldn't you agree? Time continues to flow, impartial and without exception. And as such, everyone's childhood comes to an end. Be that as it may, does time also flow at the same speed for each individual? That is an interesting question. That depends on what you call by time flow? Like, do they grow mature at different speeds? For sure. Do their body age at different speeds? Sometimes, yes. So I guess it wouldn't really be at the same speed. But each one's living a second at a time at the same time. So really depends on what you mean by time flow. Now, let us take a trip down the river of time. I was very much delighted if we could remain at this point in time, but unfortunately, we cannot. Please, do not let go of my hand, master. So I'm guessing music is also going to change? We have that little narration. Okay. Oh, look at Mell. You still have, like, the bags under his eye. And he cut his hair. I'll be on my way then. Oh, you usually stay for longer. Yes, I have an errand to run today. Thank you for your time, as always. Would you like the book back sometime next week? Next week, or the week after. Hold on to it as long as you like. But surely there are others who want to use it. None as sharp as you, Mell. But put yourself in my shoes and you understand. I want to give you any advantage you can get. Oh? Do you not believe me? No, I believe you, Father. And I mean to do whatever I can to not disappoint you. That's the spirit. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm proud to have you as my pupil. Ah, yes, and Mell, do consider what we were talking about. Going to university? Indeed. If you do, I can introduce you to some accomplished instructors. There's very little left for me to teach you, and I believe you'd make a fine priest. It's an honorable thing, Mell, to devote yourself to the service of our Lord. How can I tell him I did not want to become a priest? I'll give it some thought. If you excuse me then, I'll see you again. Our doors are always open. Farewell. Whether it's in the service of God or the service of the church, it is an honorable profession. But theology, I don't know. I wouldn't mind attending university, but I'm not sure. I kind of like to do something different, something more befitting of the times. As for what, though, I'm stumped. But I need to make up my mind soon. If I drag my feet for too long, even my father is liable to grow impatient. Mercy me. Young sire, bless young sire, alms for the poor. This beggar, if I'm not mistaken, has been outside the church since last week. Alms. The way he shakes his head, I can get a glimpse of his forehead under his hood. He's completely bald. Buy yourself some bread with this. Thank you very much. May the Lord bless your soul. Thanks. The Lord, huh? Oh no. Nelly's going to cross if I don't hurry home. Going to be cross if I don't hurry home. Curses, and it looks like it's going to rain too. Master? Master? Oh, thank goodness. You appear to have a firm grasp on your consciences. I was afraid you had accidentally let go of my hand. Now, Master, this is the period of time I truly wished to show you. The boy reading in the rose gardens was a fine young man. Nonetheless, he still bore the same gentle eyes as before, and he would from time to time show remnants of that innocent young boy. He was, in his own mind, still making the transition into adulthood, I suspect. Mell frequently visited the church, on Sundays to participate in Mass, and of course, but more often to be tutored by the priest. In addition, he also attended a private school run by eminent marquises. Though it was not a school where students had desks and sat in rows, they studied at the Marquis State. Secondary and higher education was not the same as it is today. And that is 8 years ago, or less now, even. And Mell was considering university. The priest wanted to recruit him to the church, but Mell was having difficulty deciding what he should do. I wonder, is Mell the master? We'll have to see. Because it's such a short span of time ago. If it was like 50 years ago or something, sure. But it was just 8 years ago that we saw the kids. That he had such a choice is envious, is it not? We're saying, good afternoon. I'm here to pick up my order. Is it ready? Hey, ready and waiting, young Master Rose. Oh, don't call me young master, please. I beg your pardon. Can I seem to get me head out the pass? Can I seem to get my head out of the pass? There we go. Your order's right here, sir. And what does it mean by get the head out of the pass? Does that mean that his family's not like nobility like it was before? Like they lost their nobility and stuff? Mo had stopped at the jewelry store in the center of town on his way back from the church. The building was both a workshop and storefront, and the nobles of the air were deeply fond of the master's wares. He was so skilled, even the royal family had commissioned work from him. As a matter of fact, the wooden sign out front was engraved with a replica of a piece of his jewelry said to be on display in the palace. As artistry flourished in this golden age, the number of shops selling luxurious items such as jewelry rose in kind. However, the clientele of these shops comprised a very narrow range of people. And I completely forgot that the maid is the one narrating this. May I have a look? Of course. Good. You came out just as I hoped. Splendid work. Can't afford to disappoint a loyal customer like yourself. An admirable work ethic, I'd say. I'm sure she'll love it. Such a kind lad, young master. The boy back home could do well to learn a thing or two from you. Every man ought to show woman some cordiality. Coming home to a cold fireplace is a sad thing indeed. Again, please don't call me young master. My apologies. I'll take this and be on my way then. Good day to you. If you find yourself in need of aught else, just let me know. I can make any jewelry you ask for. Come to me and your sweetheart's day will be as sure as made. And I guarantee the two of you will have all sorts of fun when you give it to her. You don't know he's talking about his sister, right? Please, I don't have a sweetheart. Huh, well, that's a surprise. I'm sure many girls are vying for your hand too, young Mr. Rhodes. Okay, so Mel Rhodes and Nellie Rhodes. A fine family. Good looks. Charming. And your future's all but... I'll be on my way then. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Good day. Come back again anytime. Goodness. Maybe I'll say I want to study abroad or something. Patient as my father may be, that would certainly anger him. I can hear it now. You're wasting your God-driven, given talent, boy. I could renounce my name and rank. Go somewhere far away. That sounds like the kind of plan Nellie would come up with. I kind of like showing, passing the different locations. As he drew closer to the mansion, the rich fragrance of roses grew more prominent. Over time, this distinctive scent had led visitors to refer to the house as Rose Manor. It was also probably a play on the flaxen-haired family last name, Rhodes. Wait, what was the name of the Rose Manor? Rhodes, I think. Which he heard the owner of the jewelry store say such moments earlier. The mansion looked quite different than it does now, no? No thickets of ivory covering the walls, and no rotten, broken doors to be found. I wonder what the Rhodes family would think if they saw the house in its present tragic condition. I guess that's not Mel then that she's talking to? The sight of their abundantly blooming roses, a veritable symbol of prosperity, long since withered and turned to soil. My apologies, I got a little sentimental there. Let us forget, for a moment, about our own time. I suppose I stayed out a little too long? Oh well, the sun still shines high in the sky. I'm sure it's... Look at Nellie here. Dearest Mel, what took you so long? Wherever have you been? I've been waiting forever. Nellie, you're not in the house? Nope, you were taking so long I decided to wait by the gate. But you didn't even notice me at all. Is that any way to treat a lady? All that studying got your head stuck up in the clouds. No, it hasn't, really. Also, you're heavy. Could you please get off my back? Look at that. Oh, I like the little butterfly thing here. Heavy? I've been gradually reducing the amount of sweets I eat. And I love sweets. To maintain my figure for a new dress, and you call me heavy? I didn't catch that. Were you saying a tongue twister? You're such a dimwit, Mel. Jerk, blockhead, weakling, and obnoxious to boot. Whatever happened to the delightful little girl who was once my little sister? She'd probably throw a fit if I said that out loud. Should you really be outside, Nellie? You are the star of today's event. It's fine. They can call it a birthday party, but I know it's just about fraternizing. It's obvious what Father's true motives are. He'll be gathering a bunch of boys from good families to look for someone to marry me off to. Ugh, I have no interest in that at all. Please don't say you want to marry Mel. Don't be like that, Nellie. They're all here for you. At least, enjoy what you can of the party. I guess. And besides, it's not completely terrible. Look at this, dearest Mell. What do you think? What do I think? About what? About what? Mell? My new dress! It arrived! I'm wearing it! How could you not notice? I did notice it was something I hadn't seen before, but you have so many dresses, Nelly, so... But this is a dress I had made just for today. Look at the colors, they're so pretty. It's the work of a renowned dyer. And this belt is just lovely. Yeah, I was talking about the belt earlier. You see how it comes together to form a butterfly? Oh, I'm just absolutely in love with it. I think I'll be wearing this dress for a while to come. So, tell me, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Yeah, it does. It's pretty. In some ways, I guess she still is a delightful little girl. Oh, dearest Mell, I love you. And we're back. Whoa, don't jump on me like that. Ah. Oh my, you dropped something. And what have we here? Wait, hold on. No, you can't have that yet. Is it a present? Give it back. I was going to give that to you later. I knew it. It's for me. And just what could it be? Hey, don't open it. What's the big deal? It's going to be mine soon anyway, isn't it? Oh, I love it. A rose necklace. And this design is from the jeweler the royal family uses. Oh, my dearest Mell, you had this made just for me. Oh, jeez. It defeats the purpose if you open it before the party. Happiness is always better sooner rather than later, Mell. Yeah, she's the type of person that cannot stand waiting for a surprise. Like, oh, I have a surprise for you later. She will not leave you alone unless you tell it to her. My brother's the same way. I think I'll put it on right away. Oh, look. It does look nice. And I like that they actually added in the character. There. How does it look? It looks lovely. Mm-hmm. My prince is still the sweetest in all land. Don't make such weird noises. Oh, why not? The prince always knows exactly what his princess wants. And this princess wanted some rose jewelry to go with her new dress. Understand? Jeez, I sure don't have it easy playing your prince, huh, Nelly? It might be about time you found a new one. A prince is a prince because you can't just find one standing on the street corner. If you want to retire, dearest Mell, you're going to have to wait another 10 years. That's a long time. Or if you find yourself a new princess. Okay, good. Okay. Glad you cleared that up. I'm not, so... You're about as romantic as a rock, dearest Mell. But worry not. Your adorable sister will always be your princess. But what more could you want? Are you really allowed to be the judge of that? I mean, more to you than any other girl in the world, do I not? Then that makes me your perfect princess. Send help. Hey, what was with that laugh and it'll be all over soon laugh? You're always telling me more than anyone to you. Yes, you do. More than anyone in the world, my beloved baby sister. I'll take good care of the necklace. Thank you, my dearest Mell. Well, if you're happy with it, then so am I. You're very welcome. Now, back into the house with you. Can't have a party without the guest of honor. Do you know if anyone's here yet? Nope. I imagine they'll be here soon, though. Okay, I want to stop here. Okay. Save. Let's create our save. I think just like last time, we'll just rotate between 2 saves or something. We have a lot of save slots, but yeah. Oh, I guess autosave. Okay. And how do we go back to the menu? I mean, I guess this way you can go. And there we go. That's the beginning of the story. We have her. We have no idea who this one is. Is this person at the top of the master or something? But yeah, we're learning about the story about Mell and Nelli. About the Rhodes family. I'm not really sure where it's going with that, because it started with only 8 years ago. It's not too far back. And I'm not really sure how she can travel in time to show that story, but okay. I'm intrigued to see where this goes. But with that being said, that is all for today, and see you next time. Bye!